I did want to transition now to the good, to how the cloud, with that kind of mentality and that business approach, how it can really be a catalyst and help your business as you're looking to kind of adapt to the changing kind of business economy. I did want to highlight, though, here with today's business leaders, what are they looking for? Because if we kind of focus on these 3 points, you'll see how the benefits or the pros of the cloud really fit in with what these leaders are looking for. So business efficiency, being able to do more with less. Also, understanding what's going on within the business in real time versus having to wait for a close, and then after the close, we run the financial report. Most businesses, they want to be able to change a pricing model or offer a discount real time to offset any sort of a change. If a competitor offers a discount, they need to be nimble and offer it too before they lose market share. And certainly, too, growing is so key for businesses. And so if a application allows you to offer new products or new services to your customer base, they'll be more loyal, they'll know you more as a brand, and then you can sell into those customers even more. So that's kind of the focus or the mindset of the business leaders. And now let's look at how the cloud could help you with those. So certainly, as a business, software has a cost. And in the cloud, and this is obviously related to kind of more of the SaaS model, but in a subscription basis, it's actually a lower point of entry because you're not having to buy the licenses up front like you would in your traditional on-premise world. So you need less dollars up front. If I'm a startup, for example, or a new business line, and I only have a certain amount of money to spend on software, a cloud-based subscription software would be a lot easier for me to attain than something that might be 3 times more if I was buying it outright. So that tends to work well. Also, if I'm an organization that's been running software for 20 years and I'm, I just have to buy new software, well, I might go with a subscription because it's much less upfront, and I don't have to worry about cash flow from that perspective. Also, too, if I don't have the technical infrastructure, the servers, those things that we saw in that first stack on the on-premise world, if I don't have that technical infrastructure, I don't have to invest in it before I can run my application. That goes for staff too. And a lot of organizations have IT staff, and IT, as I've talked to folks, you would be surprised at how much more interested they are in actually capturing data, doing analysis. Like you'll see here at the bottom, business intelligence, or running reports and dashboards. IT folks, in the cloud, you can kind of free up your time to not have to worry so much about the break fix, the hardware, some of the non-value added tasks. And the cloud is really great for that. So you can kind of reallocate resources from that perspective. So that's a little bit about the technical infrastructure. Certainly the reliability in the cloud, it tends to be a lot better. And some folks would argue that. But we used to run our server in-house here at Crestwood, and every once in a while it would go down in the middle of the night, and somebody would have to run out if we were working. And we've moved all of our demo systems and environments to our cloud because it's just more reliable and there's a better uptime. And that's contractual, by the way, with these cloud hosting providers, which we'll talk about. Certainly security, that's another one that's kind of changed. It used to be people were fearful of having their data out in the cloud somewhere. What happened if somebody got it? People were worried about exposing their customers or their margins on their items. But there's been a lot of compliance and regulation to the industry. Formerly SAS 70, now SOC 1 and 2. These are real audit reports done. They're very extensive. I've seen some reports over 100 pages where firms are going out and auditing your processes, your procedures to ensure that your data is safe and secure. So this is another thing that as you're talking to cloud providers, you're going to want to ask about, but we'll get to that. Upgrades in the cloud. Upgrades also tend to be a little bit more automatic, which is generally good and less problematic. And certainly the provider is providing those for you, the vendor, if you will. So that tends to work well for organizations that don't want to have to spend a lot on upgrades in terms of dollars and resources. The cloud and accessibility is also a huge win. In our organization, we have mobile apps. And so when I'm at the airport and I'm grabbing a Starbucks coffee because I'm just running on empty, I can snap a picture of the receipt right on my mobile app. It's real time, in my expense report, and I can have that routed to my manager for approval. So this idea of being able to work from anywhere, from any location is very, very achievable in the cloud. I'm not saying you can't do that sort of thing with an on-premise system, but it's generally more available in the cloud. Also, this idea of fully integrated. If a system is out in the cloud, it's generally a little bit more user-friendly in terms of integration. So we see APIs are very common. So that's more of a real-time connection. Also to web services. So web services are definitely a little bit more real-time. But this idea of being able to have all your data in the same place at the same time, and even those cloud providers that take the best-of-breed approach, who might just have your financials, but then they integrate with like a Salesforce.com for CRM. With those APIs, the data is more real-time. We've seen more traditionally on the on-premise world, if you're running multiple systems, you're having to do more batch processing, things at the end of the night to update systems, to kind of concatenate the data. And so it generally tends to be more integrated in the cloud world, which kind of in my final point gives you real-time dashboards, KPIs. So from an accounting and a finance perspective, you're able to get those reports or those dashboards and KPIs right on as you log in. You can see if things are trending up or down. I mean, business intelligence, as I mentioned, you're able to kind of do analysis and see how the organization is trending for that period and make sure you're going to hit your numbers and hit your targets. A report almost is like an antiquated term in the cloud because it kind of assumes you're actually running something and it's more stagnant. Well, in the cloud, we're building these dashboards like reports, but it's real-time data, which is much better and it's not stale.